I feel like I see them struggling, and before my generation comes at me, yes, I understand struggling is a part of life. We all struggled, but there's a difference between struggling and drowning.
She was talking about her kids, and part of the American dream, part of the promise of America has always been your kids can do better than you. But as she said, as Jessica said, drowning now means that so many kids have no hope, so many parents have no hope. And politicians on both sides of the aisle won't actually fix the problems. That's apparent. Consider this from the Financial Times. In 1985, an average American man working the typical full-time job could support a family of 4 on 40 weeks of income, 40 weeks, and be able to afford a range of nutritious foods, a 3-bedroom house, a comprehensive health insurance plan, a family car, and could save to put both kids through the state university. In 2022, paying for all that would require 62 weeks of his income, which, in the words of the Financial Times, is a problem, there being only 52 weeks in a year. The British dry sense of humor aside, there's a larger issue here. Those extra 10 or 12 weeks of income meant a chance to save, a chance to open a business, a chance to take a vacation. That was the definition of the American dream. That's what made America different than the rest of the world. As we said, the promise that your kids will do better than you. Suddenly, the sacrifice that so many Americans went through to become part of the American middle class becomes worth it. Once again, here's Jessica.
There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy, and then everybody else is just poor.
As we've been saying for a year now, the ultra wealthy should take notice. This play does not end well for them. You can just ask the Russians or the French. Their revolutions, well, shall we say, did not end up so well for the affluent in either Russia or France. Difficult times. We could even go back to the history of ancient Rome, same result. Yet our leaders in Washington, again on both sides, refuse to even think about dealing with it. The causes of it are clear. The solutions are somewhat painful, but pretty obvious. But the politicians care way more about their own personal political future than all of us, including Jessica and, of course, her kids. So we're going to start with Jessica tonight. It's nice to have you, ma'am. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. When you were talking, I'm just wondering what was on your mind and whether this was partisan and political or whether this was just how you were feeling.
I think we've gone beyond political. Our nation is so politically charged they can't hear anything other than their own political party. So I wasn't speaking to politics. I was speaking to parents of children who we've kind of failed inadvertently by telling them if they did what we asked them to do, they would be more ahead than we were, which just is not happening anymore. And I made the video because of my frustration. My 25-year-old son, who is still living with me after graduating from college, saving every dime, just to find out that everything that he saved is way out of his budget. Houses and rental properties that were $600 right before the pandemic are now double and quadruple what they used to be. And that's not even it. He doesn't need lavish lifestyle. Even the small 1-bedroom studios, if he can afford it, they're now asking 3 to 4 times the amount of rent you have to show to even get in such a place. When did that happen? We're not even talking about owning a home. That seems like an impossibility. Starter homes aren't even a thing anymore.
Yeah, well, in the words of George Will, you go broke slowly and then very quickly. And you point out over the pandemic, it was slowly happening, and now it's happened very, very quickly. Is there something about this? I know you're from Alabama. Is there something about this that's a rural versus urban divide or a class divide versus, say, a racial one?
In my comments, if you read some of the comments, some will want to take it like that. But I want to look at it not by a class divide. I want to look at it as people. People in general are suffering everywhere. Every race is suffering. When you have children or even parents that are now looked down upon because we're considered enablers for keeping our children here past the age of 18, I don't consider it enabling if your child is actually actively trying to help their own future. You're not just giving them everything and expecting nothing in return. And me as a parent became a parent for life, not just for a short amount of time. If my kids are helping themselves, I am there to help support them. What worked for us in 1980s is not working in 2023, and the wages need to keep up with inflation. And we need to stop screaming with either Republican or Democrat and scream, we the people need to see a change.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.